all my Flosstube neighbors. I'm Chris, and this is Xrossstitch, and today is Tuesday, November 9th, 2021, and this is Flosstube number 26. I'm so happy that you are with me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome to my channel. This is a channel primarily about cross-stitching, but I tell stories and we reminisce about things from my childhood and your childhood, I am learning. And there's more than just cross-stitching on my channel. So if you like what you see, please do stick around, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you can be notified when I post messages and new videos. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for once again spending some time with me, my neighborhood, my extended family all over the world. I'm so happy that you're with me today, and I hope that you've had a good week. So this week for me was pretty good. I have some exciting, very meager but new things to show you, or a new thing to show you. But firstly, I added a little bit to the display. I was feeling as if my Thanksgiving diorama, if you will. There's a real, that's a quarter word, as Granny used to say. My Thanksgiving display was looking a little bit sparse. So as you'll see from that little intro video, I kind of fluffed it out a bit. Look at me. It's all of a sudden I've become the Queen of England speaking with the royal we. We would like to therefore add some cross-stitching to the diorama. No, I'm going to hopefully get Basket of Cherries, my Blackbird Designs Basket of Cherries piece finished, framed, and on this display. I think it would, I want to have some cross-stitching up here all the time, and it's just waiting to be framed. So hopefully maybe by next week I'll have that so that you can see that back here among the display. But firstly, on all of my videos, I begin by naming Handstanding Cat. Handstanding Cat is the top of Tiki, Tree of a Thousand Faces, a big piece of teak driftwood home focal accessory decor that I have that you can't see right now. But this is a picture of Tiki, and specifically the top of it, which is Handstanding Cat. Normally I roll the wheel of names, Normally I spin the wheel of names. You can't roll a wheel. Well, I guess you can roll a wheel, but you spin a wheel when it's like, Wheel of Fortune. See, where's the head today? Where's the head today? Not enough food. That's it. My stomach's probably going to growl this episode. Anyway, normally I spin the wheel to name Handstanding Cat, but this week, thanks to the wonderful suggestion of one of my viewers, Nancy H., I am arbitrarily naming Handstanding Cat Blueberry in honor of my little cat Blueberry, who passed away a few weeks ago. We received Blueberry's ashes over the weekend, so now he's back home with us and sitting on a lovely table with all the pictures of his brothers and sisters who've also crossed the Rainbow Bridge over the years. So this week, Handstanding Cat is named Blueberry in honor of him. And thank you, Nancy, for that wonderful suggestion. I do appreciate it. We also start each video by talking about Ted's Change Jar. Ted's Change Jar is a way by which we are raising money for Dolly's Imagination Library, a program that provides children under the age of 5 with books, one a month, until they are 5 years old. I gave you an update a couple of weeks ago that we were right at $1,500. That is holding fast. I did not check it this week. I will have an update for you next week. But to those of you who are commenting, to those of you who are going to match that comment total at the end of the year, and to those of you who are using the Buy Me a Coffee link below to contribute directly, thank you, thank you, thank you. All are valid ways of supporting this cause. All are very much appreciated. And I'm just thrilled. It makes me so happy to be doing this. And to be thinking about what we are doing together for Dolly's Imagination Library. So keep the comments coming. If you feel so inclined, please use the Buy Me a Coffee link to donate directly. Any donation is fine and appreciated. But let's keep going strong, and by the end of the year, who knows what we'll have. But thank you for that, as always. In the plans and ongoing business section of Crisscross Stitches video today, that came out of my mouth and it tickled me right as I was saying it. Plans and ongoing business. What am I? I mean, it's not like this is Apple. Oh, I shouldn't say that. They might be listening. I'm on an iPhone, so they might be listening. They probably are listening. No, I'm not a corporation. Anyway, in the plans and ongoing things to think about section of Crisscross Stitch today, I'm going to do a whip go board for next year. I know that's not revelatory, but I don't have one. And it seems like everybody does it. Quite rightly so. It seems like so much fun. And certainly I have enough work in progresses now, whips now, to do one. In fact, I probably need one to keep myself on top of things. You, my viewers, help me do that because you say, hey, where is this or where is that? We haven't seen that in a while. I pull it out to work on it so that I can show it. But I think the whip go board will be fun. So over the next couple of months, which that's all that's left in this year, believe it or not, I will be formulating my whip go board so that we can be doing that next year. The second little ongoing business, is ornaments, Christmas ornaments. You have seen me stitch a few that I have finished, but you haven't seen any FFOs yet. You will next week. I have received all of the trimmings for those in the mail, and I will be finishing those as well and showing them to you next week, hopefully. And do not fret, my dear giveaway winners. As I've mentioned several times, I batch things and I will send several weeks of giveaways out all in one fell swoop. So after, and early this week is my goal to get the latest batch, which goes all the way back to, I think the beginning to mid-October. Those will be going out this week. So don't worry, they will be on their way to you. I absolutely promise. But those are all the little tidbits, loose ends that we need to talk about very quickly. I do have a start to show you this week, and this is a start that we've long been waiting for, all of us together. This was going to be a start in September, but because of not receiving fabric and then receiving the fabric and not liking it at all, and then reordering fabric and then having to reorder floss, I'm just beginning it now, but I did start the Nutcracker Tree by X's and O's. As you know, this was going to be on Aida, but now it's on a beautiful piece of Edinburgh linen. It's called Cobalt. The information on both the floss and the fabric will be below. But I'm doing this with Etoile. I love saying that word. And I'm liking it. This is only a very small start. My schedule was to stitch this all last evening and get a much bigger start to show today. We had a power outage. And there's no way that I can do that without light, especially on that linen. So I would have had a larger start to show you, but this was this morning's work. I can tell you right now, perfect choice to do it on the linen because this has a tricky little stitch all over the chart. It's not a tricky stitch, it's a 3/4 stitch. It's not that stitch in and of itself is hard, but had I chosen to do it on Aida, I would have hated it because I would have had to have been piercing that fabric every time one of those 3/4 stitches used. And they're used in this chart in the place of back stitching to add definition and shape. So there's no back stitching at all, save for the stars, which are large and not difficult at all. but all of the back stitching in the, most all of the back stitching in this chart is accomplished through the use of this 3/4 stitch. And I would have hated doing it on Ada. Thus far, the Etoile DMC, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's so much better than a Krynic or any of DMC's metallics, which I hate. What are those things called? Lightworks, maybe? Don't like it. Don't like those at all. It's like sewing with aluminum foil. Hate it. But this is great, and I love the color choices. And as I was working on this morning, I decided that because I ordered the blanc Etoile, the white Etoile, I have it. I'm going to see how it looks on this light blue, and I'm betting that I can work some of that white in for some of these motifs. There's a little peppermint motif throughout this chart, and I think I may do all the little peppermints in white. So this will be blue, dark blue, white, and silver for the stars. So anyway, enough about that. I can just talk on and on about it, I suppose. But that's my Nutcracker Tree start. I loved stitching this morning, so I'm probably going to spend a lot of time on this week, and we'll have more to show you next week. And keeping in line with the holiday theme, I brought back Quaker Christmas. Quaker Christmas by ByGone Stitches. This was started all the way back in June. This is a stitch along that's being led by my friend Annie, the proper stitcher, and Artie, the vintage stitcher. They and a great many of you have been working on this ever since June. Goal was to have it done by Christmas. I think by and large, most people will be continuing to work on it into next year. Some people have already finished though. Quite a few actually, and bravo to all of you. But this is such an enjoyable stitch. I put it away because I wanted to focus on some Halloween pieces, obviously. But now that holiday is over, I want to work on all Christmas or autumn, anything holiday or winter. Not really working on anything autumn, but anyway, I digress. This is beautiful. It's on Victorian green Ada, which I love. It is using a variegated DMC. All of that information will be below. But boy, do I like how this is turning out. With each motif, you know, I said in several, when I first started introducing this to everyone, I said working with variegated thread is like a story unfolding. And it really, really is. Because you never really get bored. You don't know how that next stitch is going to fall necessarily, and specifically where it falls within the design. So each thing looks completely different. I have thought about doing some motifs in this chart in a solid color. TBD on that. I love the variegated look. It might be nice to break it up. I might choose to break it up by stitching letters and numbers in a solid. We'll see. I haven't stitched the letters or the numbers yet. I've intentionally omitted them from working through this chart because I don't know how many of them I like, or if I want to change them to like initials or specific dates, or anyway, I'm still thinking about it, and you can certainly go back and add those at a later time. But boy, I was reminded about how much I enjoy this piece, and thinking, well, why did I put it away? Well, I put it away because I wanted to work on Sleepy Hollow and Halloween Cat and some of the things that I've been working on for Halloween. But now I'm loving it, I'm back into it, and I'm sure you'll see more progress on it very, very soon. Quaker Christmas, ByGone Stitches. My third work in progress this week was my beloved Spirits of the Dead by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is, to me, not necessarily a Halloween piece, so I will be working on this one until I finish it because I love it so very much. This I am also doing as a stitch along with my dear friend Stacy, 911 Stitcher. We are using the hashtag Spirits of the Dead Sal for that. So if you're stitching it and you want to, share your work with everyone, please use that hashtag Spirits of the Dead Sal. I finished the wording. I finished all the lettering this week. So I'm very happy about that, because now I get to move on to the fun stuff. Well, not that the lettering is not fun, but I get to move on to the design proper and the borders and what have you. I don't think this is going to take terribly much longer, depending on how much I get a move on with it. My dear friend RogueMamaStitcher, she is also a Flosstuber. She is in the under 1,000 subs club. She has finished hers. Now she's doing the original design, meaning she's doing dark on light fabric. And she finished hers, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm doing the inverted design, which is also available now to anyone who'd like to stitch that on Jacob's website, doing the off-white sulky on the darker fabric, the inversion. But both of these count for Jacob's hashtag that he's stitch along that he's running right now, which is hashtag Black Sampler November. So I'm excited, because this kind of counts for 2 hashtags at once. So 2 birds with 1 stone. But I love stitching it. It's so wonderful, and I will continue on this one until it is a finish. Hopefully by the end of this month. That's what I think I'll finish it by that time. Fingers crossed. It's time for story time with Chris. And this week I have a memory to share with you from my college years. This was a story that I told. I was with some friends over the weekend on a Zoom call, and we were discussing how sometimes we remember certain things and forget others in our past. And I postulated that I think sometimes the reason we remember things is because they are associated with great emotion, good or bad. Sometimes you block out bad memories, but sometimes they are seared into your memory and you never forget them. And usually it's tied to embarrassment. This is one of those stories. I was in the theater department, obviously, in college, and I attended Birmingham Southern College. Wonderful school, amazing school, incredible theater arts program. Our theater was and is pretty amazing. The college theater building was rather revolutionary for its time. It's a round building, and it has a stage that can turn and split apart with an elevator on it, and it was just very, for its time when it was built, it was very cutting edge, and one of only a few, I think, like it in a college. Anyway, my work study was in the costume shop, and the costume shop was located 30 feet down under the ground in the bowels of this college theater. And the way I accessed it every day in the afternoon when I was finished with my classes to go do my work study in the costume shop and sew costumes, I would go in through the lobby, to the side, to the backstage, to the lobby access to the wing, go through the wing of the college main stage theater, seeing the main stage through the wings, then downstairs and down more stairs and what have you. Every day like clockwork, I did this over and over and over. There was never, ever anyone in the theater usually when I got there. It was mostly dark. Every now and again, there would be something going on. There'd be something happening with a set, or the lights would be on for some reason. But most of the time, when I went up those stairs, in through that wing and down the stairs again, nobody was there. One day, I went into the wing of the theater, and there on the stage, lit up, was the 9-foot concert grand Steinway piano. Apparently there was going to be a piano recital in the college theater that night. That's why the piano was there. That's what drew my attention. And it was quiet. I mean, I just burst through the doors like I normally did, saw the piano there, and at full voice, speaking to no one in particular, I said at the top of my lungs, "Wow, the grand piano is on the stage. How cool." Little did I know that on that particular day, the entire period styles class was using the main stage theater. And one of my fellow theater department students was on stage delivering a monologue from like Cyrano de Bergerac or something. 30 people in the seats, her on stage, me in the wing, not knowing any of this and just totally ruining her monologue. I was petrified. I saw them, they didn't see me. I ran down the stairs, quick as I could, 30 feet below. Never mentioned it to a soul. I don't know that they actually knew who it was who said what they said. Me. For 20 some odd years, I kept that as a memory burned into my brain. And at night, laying awake, I would think about it and still be so embarrassed that I would do that. You know, it was so embarrassing to me. And it felt horrible for her, you know, because there she was in the middle delivering a performance and, you know, someone in the wings, "Wow, there's a grand piano on stage." I mean, you can imagine what kind of concentration it broke for her, and everybody in the class didn't know what to do. I mean, it was abject silence after, and probably the sound of my feet. So anyway, I found her on Facebook a few years ago, and I wrote her a long message. You know, "How are you doing? Blah, 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 blah." And after we started back and forthing it, I wrote her, I said, "I have a confession to make to you." And it's an apology and a confession. And I wrote, you know, the whole sordid tale of what had happened. And she wrote me back just a few lines. "Christopher, I don't remember that at all. Forget about it. Forget about it." And that taught me something incredibly important. And it's a mantra that I use to this very day. 9 times out of 10, that horribly embarrassing thing that keeps you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, no one remembers but you. Nobody remembers but you. So let it go. Let it go like a leaf floating into the wind. Let it go. Because that embarrassing memory is burned into your brain, but probably nobody else's. This week in Happy Mail, I received a lovely package from my dear friend and viewer, Sandy. Sandy and Marcy sent me together some stash clear out items to share with you as giveaways in the future. And Sandy sent this lovely card that says, "Life happens, coffee happens." If I'm not mistaken, Sandy makes these cards herself. She is the dear viewer who sent me the adorable cat card with the rainbow and for Blueberry, not the one I received on the day past, but a little bit later. And they're just so, these cards are just, oh, almost dropped the whole thing. These cards are so great. I'm almost certain she makes them herself. And Sandy, you're so talented. These are quite lovely. So thank you so much, both you and Marcy, for sending me those things to be used in future giveaways. I really do appreciate it. And speaking of giveaways, we have 2 winners to announce. Last week, I showed you, Sal and I actually opened one of the surprise bundles. And there were 2 giveaway items in that bundle. Both card kits, cross-stitch card kits. One was this adorable little kitten coming out of a present, and that was the keyword for this giveaway, present. The winner of this particular giveaway is Pikachu. Pikachu. So congratulations. I'm sure that's not your actual name, but if you will email me your name and address, I will send that out to you as quickly as possible. And the second giveaway was, again, another of the cross-stitch cards. This one was the spring card giveaway, keyword being spring. And the winner of this, yet another person who their handle is not probably their full name, Rocky Mountain Penny, or Rocky Mountain Penny. So, and I'm so happy because both of these are frequent commenters, longtime viewers of the channel. I'm so happy that you both won. So make sure that the two of you send, as I said, email me your names and your addresses, and I'll get those out to you just as soon as possible. And we're going to do another surprise bundle giveaway. So let's open this one and see what we are giving away this week. See, I pulled it the wrong way and it knotted on me. I'm so glad that doesn't happen as much with my floss. I do get knots in my floss. I can't get this off. Oh dear. Oh, okay, let's not do that. Hold on, I'm gonna have to go get scissors. Okay, so here's the thing. When I went to get the scissors, I came back and I opened the giveaway, the bundle, and I forgot to push record again. And I did that whole little section, and then I had to get up for something else, and I came back and I pushed record thinking that I had done it right the first time as well. So I didn't record the new giveaways. I'm sitting here a couple of hours later after I finished the video. I'm done. I'm working on editing it, and I forgot to. I didn't press record. So this is going to be a strength. That's my refrigerator. That hiss. It just stopped. So here are the giveaways for this week. The first, it's going to be a twofer again. The first giveaway is, these are wonderful, by the way. This is a kit, a lovely kit. I'll insert a photo. This is a Christmas Traditions Christmas Cheer. Lovely kit, and it comes with all the floss and everything that you need. We're going to use the word Christmas for this one. And the second is yet another kit. This is a 2-in-1 frame kit. These come with little felt frames. And again, everything that you need for it is inside. We're going to use the word frame for it, F-R-A-M-E, frame. So, Christmas and frame. And apologies for the strange interlude, but please be a subscriber to my channel, like the video, be over the age of 18 so that I can ask you for your address, and of course, don't use any of those words like giveaways or prize or things like that, so people won't search for it. But you get to see another room in my house at least. Okay, here we go back. So that's today's video, a little bit shorter than usual, I think, but I'm so glad that you spent the time with me today. Congratulations to my giveaway winners. More to come next week. I hope to get more stitchy time. I hope to get more finishing time this week, so I'll have more to show you. And just remember, those embarrassing things that happen in your life, chances are nobody remembers them but you. So let them go, like leaves in the wind. You have a wonderful, happy week of stitching, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.